Struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Make no mistake, 'cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one rice, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
Oh yes, a lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we supper. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election, believe it or not. Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone tuned in to Livewire. It's the 12th of February, 2024. We started the morning off with the songs of Mr. Podmore Evans with the One Guyana Calypso tribute. A lovely song. I think it was in the running for Calypso Monarch 2023. As you would know, we're approaching the MASH season, so we'll be having a lot of songs coming out from the local artists. So good luck to all those persons taking part in the various competitions, whether it be Calypso Monarch, Soca Monarch, Groovy Soca, and I hear there's a dancehall segment now included. So good luck to all those persons contending in that, and we're looking forward to all the Mashramani celebrations coming up. Right, I saw recently we had the launch of the Ministry of Education Mashramani Band, and quite a few ministries have launched and will be launching very soon. And as we enter into the Mashramani season, morning to everybody joining us on the live already. Really great to have you here. Rahim Amarali, morning to you. Maureen Razio, Ronald Martindale, Vina Ramkaran, Sherwin Siram, Lynette Cornelius, Data Nandalal, Jasmine Baldio, Chris, morning to you. Leroy Mangal joining us from New York City. Neil Ramlukan also joining us from New York City. Sandy Mangar, morning to you. Lola Harry. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada, along with Eunice Ragobir. Special good morning to you, Eunice. I hope you had a enjoyable weekend, and I'm wishing you a productive week ahead. Cecil Rampasad, morning to you. Soma Bipath, Dale Henry, good morning to you. Umar Sharif joining us from New York City, morning to you. Tracy Martindale joining us from Bartica as well. Good morning to you. I hope all is well with you up there in Bartica. And say morning to Diana and the rest of the family. John too as well from Bartica. Delroy, Beverly, Earring Ward, Mayor Anthony Murray, the Bells, all of you, morning to all those persons in Bartica there. Lynette Cornelius, morning to you, joining us from Linden. Prasad Pati, morning to you. Vishnu Mukesh Vishnudat, morning to you, brother. Hope all is well with you. Richard Cornelius, morning to you. Chitra Sokraj, Derek Joseph, Vishram Patrick, morning to you. Special good morning to Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore, always here with us. Thank you for this continued support. I saw y'all had cricket in Mukka there. The Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honorable Sonia Prague, attended. I think it was a match organized between the community and the policing, well, the police division for that area. I hope that was successful. Pam Singh, morning to you. Tosiram Chetty, morning to you. Dove Goberdan, morning to you as well. One of my colleagues, formerly of NCN, now living overseas, morning to you and the family over there. Tara Subrian, good morning. Kishore, Hannah, morning to everybody. Morning. Shakira, Alexi, morning. Nirmala Allen joining us from Barbados, morning as well. So guys, let's jump right into it. On Friday we had quite a few revelations coming out, and it causes you to wonder if teachers are even asking certain questions, right? It makes you wonder if teachers are asking certain questions. Because if you are going to represent the issues that represent teachers, or the issues teachers are allegedly having, you would think that these persons would ensure that their house is in order. Everything that they need to do to be credible, to be a valid, functioning union, they would have done. Now on Thursday, the vice president would have shared with us um, some information which would lead anybody to believe that the union could not be serious, the GTU. Now, this is the first letter that I saw um, arrive on social media. Now, when I heard about the allegation, well, the assertion made by the General Secretary of the PPP, I myself made some calls to the Deeds and Commercial Registry and the Audit Office of Guyana to find out whether this was actually so. And I was kind of shocked at myself because I said, man, Dr. Jack, you don't usually give out false information. But lo and behold, the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority would have released a statement. Now, this agency would have made it clear that after examining the relevant records at the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority, disclosed that the annual returns required by Section 35 of the Trade Union Act, CAP 9803, I'm not sure what that means, but to fulfill annual, to be fulfilled annually by registered trade unions was last filed by the Guyana Trade Union for the year ending the 31st of December 2004. And that was filed on the 31st of March 2005. So since then, the deeds registry have not seen any returns from this union. Now, I am wondering, what does this violation constitute? Right? What does this violation constitute? Because if you don't have a license, if you don't have a driver's license, you can't operate a car. If the police stop you, right, you'll be charged whether you got a license home or not. You're not supposed to operate a vehicle without a license. So you'd be charged. Can't operate a vehicle. So would that apply to the trade union? You are not fulfilling the mandate required for you to be deemed as a trade union. Are the nurses even asking what is going on? I am looking to see if these nurses come out today, because it would be very shocking to know that these nurses are going to take to the streets again with all this information that is revealed. Now, the Audit Office of Guyana also did a release, also had a release, right? Now, in their press release, in response to media inquiries, the Auditor General wishes to confirm the last financial statement submitted by the Guyana Teachers Union to the Audit Office of Guyana for audit in respect to 1989, and no subsequent financial statements have since been submitted. So it's even worse over here in terms of understanding how this money is spent and that kind of thing. In 1989, they got some big people on this live that, I mean, you were babies then. So you can imagine how many years this union has been allowed to run amok. What about the you remember I showed y'all a guy, he's the head of the minibus union. We definitely need to check these things, because I know he ain't got no bus. He ain't working anywhere. So is it a case that these people surviving on people union dues? Is it a case that people are surviving on the union dues? We see in RX Lexus, we see in big supermarkets and auto dealership, look like they got apartment buildings and all kind of things going on, right? And these persons are just like the teachers complaining, head teacher, assistant this, assistant mistress, all these stuff. But they seem to be making it with the same money that the teachers have been getting. So Mr. Dr. Light is a head teacher. The last time I saw him, I think I mentioned this, was at Rosignol Primary. It may be another school in that area, but I think it's Rosignol Primary. He's a head teacher there. So how is it that Dr. Light is able to survive on head teacher salary and other head teachers and senior mistress and head of departments are complaining? What funds does Dr. Light and Miss McDonald have access to that these persons might not have access to? Now, something that really hurt me when I saw it, it was a young lady who is a teacher talking about her experience with the GTU, right? And the sad part about it is that persons, or there's a section of society that believes if you don't jump on the bandwagon with persons who look like you or of your racial makeup, you are either a soup drinker, you're a house slave, or you're paid. So you're not allowed to have your own personal thoughts, assess a situation, and determine whether it makes sense to you or not. So I played no, I think I uploaded a video with a young man of Afro descent, sharing some points and some valid points. And it's not only an issue with teachers in general. People often like to hang their hat where the hand can't reach. You might see a teacher buy a car, you don't know how the teacher get it, but you feel, hey, I need to keep up with that teacher, so I need to buy a car too. Now, your salary was carrying you all the time back and forth to work, you're getting food, you're taking care of your family, whatnot. Now you add an expense of a car payment. And mind you, it's okay to want to own a car, but you need to have a plan in terms of how you do it, whether you're saving, you're going to the bank, or however you're doing it, you need to have a plan. You understand? So if you go and burden yourself with additional expenses at the end of the month, how is that the government's fault? How is that the government's fault? I've been reiterating here over and over again that the government has been raising salaries across the board incrementally. It's not a case like in the opposition where you had the opposition members of parliament and ministers, as soon as they got into office, hike their salaries to a ridiculous amount. So let's hear quickly from this teacher who shared her experience.
I don't think the union represents everybody from my experience, because they didn't represent me and I was paying them dues at the time. I've been paying dues, I still pay dues. Also, when you have bereavement, the union don't reach out to you. They only reach out to their executive members and family when they have somebody passed away in their family. My son died a few months ago and I did not see the union anywhere. The union did not reach out to me.
So you hear that firsthand from a teacher. Her son passed away and her union dues did nothing for her, not even a little wreath. The buy and answer, man, look, this is from the union, put this on the boy casket or something. A pot of cook up, nothing. Nothing. Right? But Coretta McDonald, who lied to us that she's not collecting the MP salary, you understand me, is able to buy a brand new Lexus, $12 million. Right? If Coretta was trouble. Mr. Light got big supermarket. He's not a member of parliament. I don't know if he's doing any side hustle, maybe teaching lessons or something. But if lessons bringing in that type of money for you to throw up that type of structure by lot side by side, for you to throw up that type of structure, you could buy and bring in car to sell to the same teachers who complaining that they ain't got money to buy vehicle. Teachers need to take this seriously. Teachers need to take this seriously. Coretta McDonald is able to go on trips around the country. And these are not political outings. These are nice staycations that she could use. She's taking here. A nice staycation. So Coretta is able to go to Kaichur, she could go to Baganara, she could go all over the place. You understand? And then trying to pretend like teachers are being treated so bad. She is surviving on headmistress salary, taking all these trips and them kind of thing. So Coretta is misleading these teachers. Misleading them. And the sad part about it is that the organization she's the head of is not even within good standing. That's like you going and hire Darren Way to be your attorney. You are guaranteed to lose the case. You are guaranteed to lose the case. Because he can put on a suit and look like a lawyer. So they look like a union. But the brain that you need to function as a lawyer, he is without. Right? What you need to do to be credible and recognized as a union, submitting your financial statements for audit. You understand? Submitting your financials to the commercial and deeds registry, which is required by the Trade Union Act. You're not doing. So how could you now jump out to play you representing people as a trade union when your house is not in order? Now, I posted something last week and I wanted people to understand that you see when people bitter is a sad situation. Now, y'all could remember on many occasions, Vice President and General Secretary for the People's Progressive Party would have said during his time as opposition leader, Ms. McDonald would have come over there on several occasions trying to seek help because she couldn't even meet with the persons from her own party. And mind you, there might be a new party heading into the 2025 elections. Right? There might be a new party, must be a ruler or a school bell, based on Miss McDonald's statement so far, right? So this is what I posted. Now, could you imagine that because you won't get your way? And yet, well, I mean, I would have vexed if I'd end up left with a team like Aubrey and them. If I was left with a team like Aubrey and them, I would have been vexed too. I mightn't take it to the extremes that she has gone to, but I would have been upset if I was left to deal with Aubrey Norton, Risedale Ford, the Guyanese hypocrite, Pistolero, Hughes, Volga Lawrence. I would have been upset too. But not because there was a better person than you, a more accomplished person than you, somebody more respected than you. You're going to take actions just to derail the progress that has been happening. Teachers have been benefiting. And I was glad that President Ali took some time to address that. Right? So President Ali had a live that he did recently speaking to these matters relating to this strike and teachers and what government has been doing to ensure that teachers are benefiting along with other Guyanese. And again, I say to you, why are teachers, or why do teachers have this feeling that they are the only persons who want more money in their salary or want more disposable income, right? Teachers are molding the future of the nation indeed. But if we don't have any nurses or doctors, what are they molding? You understand me? If the society is sick, mortality rate is high in relation to births and that kind of thing, what are they molding? What are they doing? If the society is plagued with crime and robberies and those kind of things, before you reach a school, you get robbed, you want to stay home. Those same children, and as the gentleman said in the video, those same children that you guys are neglecting and acting like the government is not doing anything for you as teachers, might turn out to be the next Dunstock that robs you or your child or somebody for you in the future. Because of this period where you have decided to not be reasonable and realistic. So President Ali emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring prosperity for all Guyanese, with a focus on improving the standards of living and building a better future for every citizen. The president acknowledged that building prosperity takes time. President Ali reassured the population that the government is committed to making incremental progress, addressing the needs of various sectors step by step. Right? Now, the government is investing in education and healthcare to empower people and to uplift their standards of living. Initiatives include providing opportunities for earning degrees, investing in training programs, and improving healthcare services. Now, President Ali highlighted that the government support for teachers included salary corrections, allowances, scholarship programs, and opportunity for professional development. Now, these measures are aimed to recognize and enhance the role of teachers in Guyana's development. Now, the government is working in partnership with various stakeholders, including the private sector. And this is to drive the economic development and capacity building, as seen in initiatives like the Government Technical Training College, right? Now, while addressing concerns about accountability within certain organizations, President Ali reaffirms the government's commitment to transparency and ensuring that public funds are used effectively for the benefit of the citizens of Guyana. Now, what is the long-term vision? Now, President Ali outlines a long-term vision for Guyana's development, emphasizing the importance of patience and understanding from our citizens as government works towards achieving its goals. And we have been seeing that work happening across the country, right? Now, President Ali stressed that government's decision and actions are guided by the interests of the people, particularly their well-being and prosperity, right? So he also spoke about continued engagement and support. And we saw that when the president met with teachers at State House, when they discussed and eventually rolled out that housing program to help teachers acquire homes. So for teachers to now act like the government has been doing nothing to remedy their concerns or address their concerns is completely disingenuous, right? Now, I have said this here last week. The coalition gave an increase specifically for teachers. Since President Ali's administration came into power, I just mentioned the action taken by his government to bring normalcy into the salary scales, right? And also, since 2020, there has been a continuous increase offered every year and retroactively. So to say that you're not benefiting, trainee teachers was getting 12,000 2018, 2019. They're getting, I think it's 107,000 now. You understand me? We have to do better. We have to do better. Teachers, teachers, and let me say, not all teachers are on board with this, but the few that are on board, it's clear that there's some sort of political motivation. I noticed the chubby girl singing song now, a remix, a hit and run, and all kind of nonsense, right? Now imagine they vex because the government said, or it was implied, that if you're not working, you're gonna get paid, right? Imagine they taking offense to that. Who, which one of we on this live here could not show up to work and get paid? I posted another video of a guy, he looked like Amerindian-ish, speaking to the paid vacation that teachers get. You understand? When you add it up, it's like about 3 months in the year, and they're paid continuously through that. Then I see a next guy talking about if you think teachers' work is finished when school over, and when they got mark the papers, and when they're doing the lesson plan. You think teachers didn't realize that before getting into the profession? They knew that this job required them to function beyond the hours allotted for classroom sessions. That's like you take a walk offshore, right? And then rowing, because you got work offshore, you got work on the ocean. That's the nature of the job. My job got certain requirements. At any hour, you could get a call, cover this, go here, go there, go that. Because that's what I do. I communicate. Take the information, communicate it to the people. You understand me? So how are you upset about the requirements of your job? And that's the sad part about some of these government jobs. In the private sector, this would not have flied. Right? At a private school, this would not have flied. The gentleman even made a suggestion. All y'all are protesting out there, go and start your own private school. Y'all make Coretta McDonald the principal, make Dr. Light the deputy principal or vice principal, and start your own private school. Nobody's stopping you from that. But nobody is stopping you from that. But to say that teachers are more deserving than our nurses, more deserving than our policemen, more deserving than our soldiers who will have to go and defend our borders, push come to shove, God forbid. It is completely unfair. Completely unfair when the government has been increasing the salary for everybody across the board since they come into office. So if it was a case where, right? If it was a case where there was no salary adjustment by the president when he came into office, if it was a case where public servants got no increase from 2020 to 2023, I could say, well, yeah, y'all got a right to be upset. But not when the money keep increasing all the time. Sadly, Coretta is putting in people's mind, spend it all and done, the spend it all and done mentality. That's why you can't see new schools built under their tenure, or Coretta can suggest that to them. That's why Coretta can suggest that they increase the hinterland teachers' allowance. That's why the Coretta can suggest that they pay an allowance to teachers who want to get degrees and masters and that kind of thing. That's why Coretta can suggest to them increase the money for the trading teachers. Y'all realize none of these things were done under the coalition. Coretta, as the general secretary for the GTU, couldn't lobby for any of that. Now you submit a list of 40 something things. You get 20 something that you did not get under the coalition, right? You couldn't even meet them to present your list. Now you're operating like the ministry is refusing to work with you, or the ministry refusing to look at your request. Some of the requests are outright ridiculous, and we have to remember that. You understand me? They're outright ridiculous. Now, let me focus in a little bit on this non-submission, or the last financial report submitted 35 years ago. 35 years ago by the GTU, right? Now, this shows a major lack of accountability. The Guyana Teachers Union has not submitted financial records for auditing in 35 years. And this raises concerns about transparency and accountability of its financial management. Close to 2 billion collected from teachers' dues remains unaccounted for, highlighting a significant lack of oversight and potentially raising questions about where these funds have been allocated. So like the young lady said in the video I played earlier, her baby passed away, her child passed away. Condolences to you. The union ain't even buy a wreath to put on the little child casket. Not a pot of cook-up, a box of biscuit, a bottle of coffee, a CD to play some gospel at the wake or so. Nothing. Nothing. Christopher Jones in voiceover, the people funeral arrangement. Well, no, I can't jump so far. He ain't attached to the GT. But you know he's a voiceover specialist. But nothing they'd help this lady with. And this lady pays her dues all the time. And of course, she would have had to get bereavement leave. So it's not like the union ain't gonna know. And with the union ain't got reps at these schools to know, well, what's going on with your teachers and these kinds of things. How that lady ain't get no help? How that lady ain't get no help? You understand me? How that lady ain't get no help? Now, the government has announced plans to cease the automatic deduction of union dues from teachers' salary due to the lack of accountability by the GTU. Now, this move underscores the seriousness of the situation and the need for immediate action. That aside, there was a court order to stop it. And I can understand why that court order is in place, because I'm sure that court order in place within the period GTU is submitting the information. How is GTU still able to go on the road and hold protests for teachers' rights? And teachers, you don't think it's about time you get some new leadership? When there's got Congress and them kind of thing to vote for the leadership, are the teachers the ones who voting for the persons to be general secretary and president and treasurer and these kinds of things? Do the teachers have any say in this? How are these 13 members elected? You understand? And that's something we need to look at. Now, there are legal obligations, as I mentioned before, right? Now, the legal requirement for trade unions to submit annual financial statements, there's a legal requirement for that, to submit annual financial statements to regulatory authorities. The failure of the GTU to comply with these regulations not only reflects poorly on the union itself, but also raises concerns about the enforcement of the existing laws. Excuse me. So who monkey is this? Right? Because that circus operating there, and we don't know. We got two monkeys jumping around, and we don't know who is holding this circus accountable. Right? Now, there are potential legal ramifications. Now, according to the Trade Unions Act, failure to comply with financial reporting requirements can result in fines for both the union and its officers. This raises the possibility of legal consequences for those responsible for the oversight and management of the GTU's finances. So the entire council authority from since 35 years back should should be held account should be held accountable. The entire every is what it's called them. The council, GTU council, management council, whatever it's called, management body. And there's no 13 of them. So the body that was there from 35 years ago to now should all be held accountable. Now, could you imagine Coretta McDonald is at the helm of this union for quite some time? And Coretta has not even urged these people to start sorting out the inner workings of the union to ensure that this union is transparent, it's accountable for the funds. When last year here, GTU had any event for teachers to show appreciation for teachers or something, invite them all out to GTU, got some big dinner, teachers come and eat and drink free or something. Something. They go with what they can't do a hampers every teacher or something with the money. $2 billion is a lot of money. That's a lot of hampers. That's a lot of hampers. Where's the money going? Right? Now, let's look at the impact on teachers. The lack of transparency and accountability within the GTU has direct implications to teachers who contribute dues expecting representation and support from their union. Now, this is when else you hear GTU out at anything? Right? When else? And some of the teachers out there, sometimes I think it's just greed got you stand up there in the hot sun, you know. I think it's just greed. Because again, like the gentleman said in the video, if you are managing the little bit that you got, if you're managing the little bit that you have, when you get more, what you're going to do? You're going to find things to spend it on and then cry out it's still in doing? Let's be realistic. Again, clear case of people hanging the hat where the hand can't reach. How many other head teachers have supermarket and got rental property? How many other head teachers got a brand new Lexus, 12 million? How many times y'all hear teachers complaining that only certain people getting duty free and them kind of thing? I'm absolutely sure Coretta got a duty free. Now you're gonna asking for duty free for everybody on this council. And y'all didn't even know when people teacher children did pass away to help or reach out or send a letter or something, a single pack of Dixie biscuit with little nut, something. Y'all can't be serious, GTU. Y'all can't be serious. Now, realistically, the unaccounted funds represent a betrayal of trust and could potentially affect the union's ability to advocate effectively on behalf of its members. And again, if you are not in compliance with the rules, the laws that govern trade unions, how are you operating as a trade union? Does the non-submission of these records for so many years allow for this trade union to lose its status? I'm wondering if teachers are asking these questions of Coretta McDonald. If those teachers go out again today, I'm wondering if they are asking, how is my money being spent? What kind of benefits? I see a guy from either region, 2 or region 3 talking about people trying to jam he live and they don't want the truth to come out. And comrade, you have to get data. You're on the road doing a live broadcast. You can learn, but people who doing lives and how expensive it is. You understand? A 4 gig plan on digital is but an hour and a half a live. You want to run live all day? You got to buy data, brother. You think people got time to jam you phone signal so you can't go live? Man, please. Y'all really giving yourself a little too much credit, sir. Wherever your name is. You're really giving yourself a little too much credit. Who got time for that? Anybody with a eyes and a brain to comprehend would know how teachers have been benefiting over the years. You understand? Anybody with eyes and a brain and ears to hear what has been going on in this country know how teachers have been benefiting. So for Coretta McDonald and the persons who decided to follow her, right? I think it's a lost cause you're fighting. And personally, if I was the Minister of Education or if I had the decision to make, we would have hold out, right? I would have moved some of them CPC teachers into the school so that we don't have so much learning loss. Or we would have hold out because your children at home too. But y'all could most likely teach them at home. But then where the salary coming from, that wasn't enough, right? Where's the salary coming from that you claim wasn't enough when you're at home losing the APs because you want to decide that you should benefit more than everybody else? And look, and sometimes the tunnel vision is so real with some of these people. I spoke to teachers. Well, they protesting for increase. I spoke to nurses deserving an increase. I spoke to policemen deserving an increase. I spoke to soldiers deserving of an increase. Fire people, well, I said joint service, I really call fire specifically, deserving of an increase, and public service in general. Everybody want more money, right? Now put those people aside. The government giving out pension, old age pension. Now, remember, you ain't got to work nowhere. You ain't got to contribute nothing. You just got to be born in this country, and I think it's 55 or 65 or whatever it is. And you collect a pension aside from wherever you've been contributing from your workplace and them kind of thing. You collecting pension. They got paid pension to pensioners, thousands of them, and they have been increasing it incrementally. Right? Persons with disabilities. They're now doing payments to people with dialysis. They do it, they bring back the because we care. They're doing the teacher subsidies so y'all ain't spending your own money. What all them other people ain't got benefit to, or the government should take all that money, free the dialysis patients, free the pensioners, left the pension at the level that EP and you last had it at. Not increase it 100% like the government promised, and the 75% to that promise of increasing the pension 100% by the end of their first term. Housing scheming got developed. Teaching got living housing scheme. Right? Teaching got buy gas and them cars that they're buying and having problems paying for. Because if you remember, the excise tax on fuel, the government is continuing to absorb that cost. Right? So when teachers are going to now come out and pretend like things are not benefiting them as well, along with incremental salary increases, it's really disingenuous. Right? The same sir who talked about the Ramins who had the car key on the belt, I sure he here you get 1 or 2 roads D sure. That fixed now. So he ain't gonna spend the salary that he complained is not enough on new shocks. You understand? So sometimes what we need to look at is not always the financial benefit. And mind you, The financial benefit is there, but you got to look at all the other things you're benefiting from. You got to look at all the other things you're benefiting from. I mentioned this president spoke about training opportunities for teachers to upgrade themselves and get more money. But some of them want to do the bare minimum and then rowing, they ain't getting money like a head teacher or a head of department or a senior mistress and them kind of thing. You got to step your game up. You got to step your game up. That's something I tell Shaquan Gill all the time. Step your game up. I'm saying it to some teachers as well. Step your game up. You can't keep complaining and finding reasons why this doing better than you and why that doing better than you. Step your game up. And not like they ain't got opportunities to that. Right? Back in the day, 2 teachers per school were given the time off to go and study. Now y'all are unlimited. So you have cases where half the month some teachers ain't even in school. And mind you, that applies to some that ain't even studying. They got situations where you got teachers who are teaching some subjects that they're not even really properly qualified for. But because of an enabling environment, where persons have an opportunity with reasonable qualifications to get in the system, you want to take advantage of it now. Some of them even want to go CPC. So I'm urging these teachers to catch sense and not be led astray by 2 persons who have been fooling y'all ridiculously. The mere fact that Coretta McDonald could lie to y'all or lie out there on the protest line that she's not collecting MP salary. And that's to show you what the mentality of these people. Y'all, they ain't think people can check. They ain't think people can check. You can just say something like that. Nobody ain't gonna check. Really? Apparently, they didn't think people would check on the financial statements because they just in case they ain't doing it. And who is the regulatory body for situations like that? Who is the oversight body for trade unions? And why haven't they been doing enforcement? The mere fact that you could sit 5 years and you don't see nothing, that clearly means the union have no time with you. They have no time with you, whether you recognize them or a union or whether you recognize them as a union or not. And you have heard the president, you've heard the vice president say that the government is currently investing in infrastructure to ensure that Guyana can grow and progress properly. But once that infrastructure is in place, that main infrastructure, gas, the shore, bypass roads, highways, community roads, health, education, tourism, agriculture, once those things are in place, more money will start coming to the people. Y'all would have had a 3-lane bridge over the Demerara, Region 3 to Region 4. You'd have had nothing in Linden. Well, you'd have had a 2-lane in Linden. I have a cousin who is very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. I ain't gonna call her name, but she's almost as bad as the Guyanese hypocrite. Almost as bad. Imagine she living in Linden, in Amelia's ward, seeing all them roads, young professional house, all kind of thing going up in there, and would still hold out. Nothing in happening, thing in doing, nothing in benefiting she. You understand? Get your house, lot under the PVP, build your house now. She get it this go wrong. It's in the last go wrong. You understand? Billish house now. Couldn't start it in 2015 to 2020. Couldn't start it. For some reason, I don't think the environment allowed her to start. And I'm not talking about the heat in Linden or the availability of materials. Couldn't start it. And then vex because people posting Coretta Lexus. And in one hear about Minister Manichan handbag that people post. Right? Now look at the difference. Attorney at law, former now Minister of Government, a head teacher, member of parliament, GTU president. And y'all got an issue with the handbag? Really? Given the profession that the minister was engaged in as an attorney at law, she can't get a Louis Vuitton handbag? How y'all know the minister buy it from Shein or some way? I know the Lexus income from Shein. I know that for sure. We ain't got check inside for tags. We know the Lexus real, original. And sometimes that is what I want these teachers to remember. You understand? The people who are progging you and encouraging you to come on the road, stand up in this heat stroking easy. I don't put no burden on GPHC. Don't put no unnecessary burden on GPHC. They got real Guyanese that sick, that gotta go there for help. So y'all don't go out there and get stroke, sunstroke, and then people got rushing you and you're tying up the accident and emergency department. Y'all don't do it. Go to school and engage the students. Go to school and engage the students. Stop having Coretta McDonald and Light have y'all on the road, wasting time. Wasting time. And it's not a case where it is not in the open, the things that have been done for teachers. So it's a little bare-face of you to act in this kind of manner and to deprive the students of Guyana their classroom sessions. Right? It is, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. Now, somebody sent to me an article by Joel Bagodin where he looked at the net household benefits derived from the government's economic policies and public investment in the economy. Some of the key highlights would have been the net household income increased threefold. That's 176% from 193.2 billion in 2019 to 391 billion at the end of 2023, which is estimated to reach 533.6 billion in 2024. Other direct and indirect household benefits increased fivefold by 2,390% from 32.7 billion in 2019 to 538.2 billion at the end of 2023, and is estimated to reach 814.7 billion in 2024. All in all, the net household benefits increased sixfold by 497% from 226 billion in 2019 to 929 billion at the end of 2023, with an estimate for 2024 of 1.35 trillion. Right? Now, the data illustrates a substantial increase in net household income. Other direct and indirect household benefits, and a total net household benefit from 2019 to 2023 with further growth expected in 2024. This suggests that the government's economic policy and public investment have positively impacted households, right? Now let's look at the growth in net income per household. The net income per household has tripled from 2019 to 2023 and is projected to continue increasing in 2024. And this indicates an improvement in the financial well-being of households, potentially leading to higher standards of living and greater economic stability for families. Now, the budgetary allocations towards sectors like agriculture, tourism, infrastructure, housing have resulted in numerous direct and indirect benefits for households. For example, increased access to agricultural lands, loans, grants for small business, infrastructural development, and housing initiatives have contributed to the improved livelihoods and economic opportunities for many individuals and families. Now, the net household benefits have represented a significant portion of the national budget, indicating the prioritization of household welfare in government spending. Moreover, the increase in net household benefits as a percentage of GDP highlights the substantial contribution of households to the overall economic growth and stability of this country. Now, the data also suggests that the government's economic policies and budgetary allocations in key sectors have been successfully in having a positive impact on the population, as evidenced by the significant growth in household benefits. This success underscores the effectiveness of targeted investment and strategic policy decisions in fostering economic development and improving the living standards of Guyanese citizens. Now, the long-term economic transformation. Over the past 3 decades, there has been remarkable increase in household net wealth, indicating a substantial transformation in the economy. This long-term growth trajectory reflects the effectiveness and sustained government policy and investment in driving economic progress and reducing poverty levels over time. And I'd like persons to take a read of that, this analysis done by Joel Bagwedin, financial expert. And I think too, the opposition should take some time and look at these analysis from persons who actually know what they're talking about. You cannot use Elson Low as the benchmark. That is probably the lowest benchmark that you could use. Elson, the sad part about it, these people who want to come as economic advisors and shadow ministers of education and shadow minister infrastructure and these kinds of things, these people have such a dismal past. You hear me? Dismal. And they have nothing to show the Guyanese people of substance to say, hey, give me a chance again. Right? Richard, don't worry with Lincoln and Yard. Patrick Yard has been defined as a toothless dog years now. Toothless. If he bites you, it's beer gum. Nobody has no time with Patrick Yard. And I won't be surprised if that union as well hasn't been up to date in submitting their financials and probably got other worries going on with themselves as well. I wonder if Mr. Yard finished that house he was building in Lamaha Gardens. Man, look, information is all over this place. Information is all over this place, right? And if you want it, it's right on the internet. You could get it. Y'all could imagine last week, Dennis Jaikaran playing, he talking, but constitution and teachers' rights. And look, Listen, it's Monday. Y'all go out there and continue to be great Guyanese. If you see a teacher protest, oh gosh, man, shucks, before I go. Again, Aubrey, I'm warning you. I am warning you. You are lapsing, sir. You are, how to put it? What's a term when you're surrounded by people who ain't got your best interest at heart? Anybody in the comment sections, please help me. If you are surrounded by people who pretending that they like you, but they really ain't like you, where's call that? It ain't coming to my mind. It is not coming to my mind. No Pam sing cutthroat. That could work, but it ain't really fitting. Somebody give me something else. Yeah, well, we know these hypocrites, Danita. We got to get something better, man. Oh, gosh. Man, the best terminology I could use is he's around persons who, backstabbers. Neil. Yeah, Judas, that could work. Yes, backstabbers and Judases. Aubrey Norton, remember where you are. You are surrounded by backstabbers and Judases. Imagine this is your shadow minister of education who is supposed to run on your ticket for your presidential campaign. Listen to her again, Aubrey.
If one woman correcting McDonald could cause 16,000 teachers to down tools, plus get the ministry officials running wild, then correcting McDonald could form our own political party, and I'm sure that I'll have 5 or 6 seats. You know? If
Y'all hear Ashuria? Y'all hear Ashuria? Why would Ashuria say that, knowing fully well she's already a part of a political party? Think about it. Why would Ashuria say something of that nature if her intention is to run under Aubrey Norton as a presidential candidate? Listen to Ashuria. Listen to Ashuria.
If one woman correcting McDonald could cause 16,000 teachers to down tools, plus get the ministry officials running wild, then correcting McDonald could form our own political party, and I'm sure that I'll have 5 or 6 seats. You know? If
The only thing that was running wild is the flaring correcting nose. And I am a person with a big flare nose. That's the only thing that was running wild. I don't know what correct talking about, but minister and education officials running wild. The only thing running wild is them flared nostrils, correct? Calm down. It's not that serious. Look, Ashuria is stating clearly, right, that she has the potential to start a political party and take seats. And I'm absolutely sure them seats will come from the PBPC. So Aubrey Norton is your shadow education minister stating that she will be contesting at the next general regional elections against you, sir? Is your shadow education minister saying that you will have to be contending against her at the general regional elections in 2025? If so, sir, I hope she don't know any of your dirty story, because election time, people don't pull punches. Everything in your closet does come out. Everything in your closet does come out. If you got any secrets, Aubrey, do a live right now and just loose it to the public. I see that's the trending thing now. People doing lives and just loosen all the business. Look, trouble. I see I get into some. Try just share a post I see, bro. Right? And me got no dirty story, so they could investigate what they want. Me ain't really concerned. You understand? Once my name is not in the book, I'm okay. Anyway, guys, that's all the time I got for today. It was wonderful being here with you. It's always good to see the viewers out and about for Livewire. It gives me the encouragement to get up here every morning, and get this information out there to you, right? Guys, be safe on the roadways out there. Buy the got black book, Rainer. Don't play you nobody black book. This whole country, nobody's black book. You understand me? Look, it take up sin easy. It bitter. Soma, Maureen, Rennie, Kishore, y'all have a great day. Y'all continue to be good guys, no matter where you guys are from. We are representing. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana.